Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name is Rochelle, and I am doing a reading for Gemini today in all placements. So that's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, or any of the other planets, or maybe just you have it in the house, but one of your houses. But this could be for you. So, of course, take what resonates. If it really doesn't, check out any of my other videos. They're all timeless and all placements as well. And Rebecca is here, and Mojo Tarot, and also Lioness Kitty Cat. Yay! Thanks for being here, everyone. And thanks to all of you for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and helping my channel to grow. So, I'm going to start with the Oracle of Mystical Moments and read from the book. Since I'm learning these cards. Situation for Gemini. We've got Stranded, number 44. Like a Bird, 22. Change of Seasons, 42. Isn't that interesting? 44, 22, and 42. So fours and twos, triple fours and twos at that, could be significant for you. Yeah, right away I'm getting that you could be feeling like the stranded card, kind of lost, alone, left out, but it's happening so that you can discover that you have wings and fly. You're not actually stranded. This is meant to happen so that you can strengthen your wings in time to fly south as the season changes. Fly south for the winter kind of thing. It makes me think of, I think there are some birds that just leave the nest and leave the babies to figure it out. You either stay here and starve, or you figure out how to fly and survive. And that's very much what this is feeling like. The universe is kind of giving you a little kick in the booty. Let's take a look at the book and just see if there's anything else in here. So 44, let's see. Here we go. Stranded, misdirection, misjudgment, fear of failure. So then it's really speaking to, it's not, how do I say this? Your perception of feeling stranded is not totally accurate with what's actually going on. It's more of what, like the fear of being stranded, or fear of failure, that you're not going to get where you want to go. Misdirection and misjudgment. The card asks, how did the ship get there? This is such an unusual place for a seafaring vessel. At times we feel the same. We find ourselves in situations we can't quite understand. Sometimes we feel we've made mistakes because our expectations are so high. We set ourselves up for failure. We either beat ourselves up over our performance, or we are so intimidated that we never even begin. Failure is a necessary part of success, as important to the journey as a rudder on a ship. So maybe this has something to do with you feeling afraid to leave the nest. afraid to spread those wings and attempt to fly because you're holding on to this heavy anchor. You're holding on to something that's keeping you weighed down. Like a bird, focus, forward looking, possibilities, and motivation. Yeah, this is, it's all about moving forward in the face of fear, gathering up your motivation or gathering up your courage to jump, the motivation to get going despite feeling the fear, knowing there are so many possibilities, or trusting that there are possibilities that are available to you once you leave the nest. And it's interesting too, because this guy here down on this lower branch, like that kind of looks nest like. It's time to leave the nest. And change of seasons, transformation, life's ups and downs, and development. Yeah. Transformation. You are in a situation that is forcing you to realize some new ability, to realize your greatness, to tap into a strength maybe you didn't even know you had. And life's ups and downs. It's interesting. It makes me think of when birds fly, they learn they are able to catch different currents, and you can see them kind of floating. And so, it's almost like when you're first learning to fly, you're you might find yourself going against the currents and flapping really hard. Um, but when you realize how to ride with the current, things get easier. And it's kind of how it goes. You learn how to navigate your path, your situation, as you gain experience, as you face your fears and move beyond them. No matter what, there is this is so positive because there is this big transformation that you're right on the precipice of something something big. So let's go with the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot. I want to get more on what's happening here. The current situation. We've got the Fool. I mean, the Fool is all about taking that leap of faith, taking that risk, jumping in, yeah, in the face of fear, like just not even acknowledging the fear, just like going for it. Jumping out of that nest. Two of Wands. Ooh, Sabrina the Lovers is here. Hello. Thanks for joining. And Seven of Wands. You you are ready to take that leap of faith. Or you're about to. You're contemplating this. You pretty much know what you want to do. You know you want to jump from the nest. You know you want to stretch out those wings and test them out. But you haven't quite figured out, or you haven't quite built up the courage yet. You're contemplating. Like, look at this guy. on his perch in his nest, so to speak, and looking at, well, what happens if I do jump? That's a long way down. I know I want to, but should I? Do I? Um, you have choices here. There's always free will. You can choose to stay where you're comfortable. But this has come up a couple times in readings. Our life begins where our comfort zone ends. If you stay where you are, you stay stuck and stagnant. And life is meant to be lived fully, to be embraced, to take those risks, because that's where we feel the most alive. And not all risks pay off, but we still learn. Um, and there's that again, like the card said here, the fear of failure. Um, Failure is nothing to fear. It's that thing that helps guide you in the direction you're supposed to go. But so often we get stuck in, like, if we do fail, at least in what we consider failure, we, you know, can be like, well, forget it, I'm not trying anymore. I Clearly this wasn't the right thing, I need to just scrap the whole idea. And the idea is to be like, okay, well, that didn't work. It's a quote by Thomas Edison, I think, where he says, I didn't fail 10,000 times, I just found 10,000 ways it didn't work. So this 7 of wands, I feel like it's almost like you're defending your right to go in a new direction. Maybe you have people who are not wanting you to, for some reason, are trying to tell you why you shouldn't jump, are trying to, you know, tell you to be safe. And because a lot of people are like, don't take that risk. That's crazy. That taking it's very common. Taking a risk is really it's gonna mess things up for you. And I feel like you're kind of here being like, either this is other people or this is you fighting with yourself and being like, no, I really want to, but I really shouldn't, but I want to. But it would be good for me. But what about, it's those little niggling thoughts of, worst case new scenarios, and feeling very pessimistic, focusing on the negative. I don't know. I feel like you're working on convincing yourself to go, to jump, to get out of this nest. So, get some cards from the Good Tarot. What's the challenge? What's the challenge here that Gemini is facing? 3 of Fire. Love, that's your energy, Gemini energy. And the 5 of Air. I'm feeling like the fear that you're bumping up against has to do with could be fear of being alone, fear of ending up alone. It could have to do with um, not wanting to leave your comfort zone. There's a reason we stay in our comfort zone. It feels good. It's comfortable. We don't like being uncomfortable. You're you're feeling like if you go ahead and the action, take this take the action, move in the direction you want to go, that you're potentially going to um, be dealing with conflict, maybe in a particular relationship, maybe in general. I think you're fearing that you don't have what it takes to stay balanced in the midst of turmoil. That stepping out, stretching your wings, like you're fearing that you're going to lose your balance and fall. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's another way of saying fear of failure, right? And so the challenge is to learn to have your own back, to make friends with that part of yourself that is trying to hold you back, to recognize that it is totally natural and normal to feel fear. There's nothing wrong with fear. It's there to help us, to keep us safe. But it's being discerning about when to listen to it and when not to. You're holding back because you're afraid of bumping up against other people in your life who are, the naysayers, or somebody who's like, no, you can't do, well, yeah, so you can't do that, or just this internal feeling of being afraid that you're going to fall. And yet you have the universe supporting you. When you jump from that nest, there's all these birds around here. She's on the tightrope. She's learning how to balance. And it's like the birds are like this could be your spirit guides, the universe, um, kind of there helping you, like making you realize you have wings. You can actually fly, or at the very least, you can use those wings to help support you as you move along a challenging path, or as you learn how to fly. You're not completely left to just figure it out and flap frantically. There is this lifeline, and I'm feeling like that's a part of this anchor. Is it's like, okay, I need to I need to jump from the nest, but I'm not ready to spread my wings just yet. I need to take it one step at a time. So, how about, ooh, I know. I'm going to get my Deviant Moon Tarot. What's hidden that you don't see yet? What's coming in for Gemini? We've got the Five of Pentacles. This is interesting. The Sun, Leo energy. And the Two of Swords. This speaks to okay, so this card makes me think of kind of this guy looks like he's tiptoeing. And there's this somebody's inside peeking out with their eye there. And I feel like this could be I'm getting the sense there's somebody here who is trying to hold you back, or maybe there's this part of yourself, this is your fear, this is the part of yourself that's like, no, I need to keep myself locked away here because I'm safe inside. But there's either this other part of you that's like, no, I'm gonna creep away, tiptoe away from this because this isn't what I truly want. Yeah, it's safe, but it's stagnant. This is only Five Pentacles. You want the 10. It could also be where you have somebody in your ear who's like, "No, you got to stay inside where it's safe." And you're like, I'm going to tiptoe away because it's like you're saying I am most interested in my happiness, in shining the light on the situation, on my fear. Fear lives and and festers in the darkness. When you shine light on it, then you can fully see all the aspects that you miss when it's kind of lurking in the shadows, right? But I feel like you're in this. Huh. This Two of Swords, it's like you have this happiness. You have these two figures here dancing and having a good time, but then there's this butting of heads. There's this stalemate. And if this is parts of yourself, yeah, there's this battle where you're like, yeah, I just want to go and have fun. I'm creeping away. I'm going to go for what I want to do, but it's like you you're somehow you feel like you don't deserve to have your ultimate happiness, or when you do start to go for it and really enjoy yourself, there's either somebody outside of you or there's something within you that's like, wait, stop, this isn't going to last. Y- y- Again, we have this interesting energy of like conflict. It's a conflict within yourself because look, these are yeah, two parts of the same body. You want to go have fun, but a part of you is like, that's not a good idea. And so it keeps you from jumping. And you feel like you need to sneak away from yourself in a way. Um, but that's not going to work. So go with my black deck. Hey, Linda Morning. Linda Morning is here. Thank you for joining. What's the potential outcome here? The Fool again. I don't know if I said, but that's Aries energy. And the Three of Cups and Temperance, Sagittarian energy. There's a lot of fire here. There's a lot of um, drive and passion. You're ready. When you kind of work it out within yourself, you do that shadow work, you bring these two parts of yourself into balance, and you can truly just let yourself play and dance in the sun, in the light, enjoy all the abundance that's around you. That's when you're making friends with that part, and then you can just you go for it, and you're able to celebrate with the people around you who are there on the journey with you. Maybe this has to do with um, kind of finding your soul tribe, or kind of jumping into a new thing that involves like a new group of people somehow doing something where you're by being with these people, it's continuing to help you on this journey of finding balance with the temperance, with this energy. You are able, like, we've got the wings, you jump, and people are toasting you and excited, and you're like, yeah, I did it. And you're I don't know, yeah, you're coming together with people, and you're like, I've got these wings now. They're fully formed. I can go anywhere I want. I jumped, and it was a risk worth taking. And you're able to realize that everything happens in the right time. Temperance is all about patience. And this isn't always easy for people with Gemini in their chart. But it's like you come to this like celebratory, you do the thing, you get out of the nest, now you're celebrating, and you're like, I understand now why this all happened. Like you have a new understanding of why patience is so important, that everything you've been through has gotten you to this point. It was meant to help you strengthen those wings, even realize you had them in the first place. Yeah, that's amazing. I love this for you. So let me get some advice from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. And Redbeard made it. Hello. Conscious Connections 35. Visions of Life Beyond Death 44. This came up for Taurus yesterday. It's been coming up a lot. And Releasing Allegiances, number 10. So So there is an element here of people around you who you are choosing to be with versus who you are leaving behind. Visions of life beyond death. There's a major transformation here. You are moving into a whole new season in your life. A new cycle is beginning, or you this is what you want to embrace, is the idea that yes, change is inevitable, and that you want to focus on those connections that really do support you. And release those allegiances that leave you feeling gray. You want to bring light and color into your life. And currently you're holding on to people and things that are keeping you down, keeping you sad, keeping you stuck. In this kind of energy, you can't fly. There's a need to open yourself up. And yeah, we've got all the birds here. Be like a bird. Regain your freedom, gain a newfound freedom, something like this. Oh, and we have 44 again. This fear of failure is a part of what's dying, is a part of what you are transforming, or it's a part of what's transforming you, is realizing that you have what it takes to go for it. So let me get a chakra card to end. Root chakra, natural world. I am one with nature, and nature is one with me. I honor the rhythms of nature and flow with the seasons. Oh my God, that's amazing. I walk upon the earth gently but firmly, as my ancestors have done before me. I know when to move forward and when to retreat, when to cultivate and when to grow, when to yield and when to harvest. I belong. It's so interesting because I feel like this is really speaking to where you're at right now, where you're wanting to move forward, and there's also a part of you that wants to retreat. You want to jump from the nest, be like the bird, jump from the nest. Looking at what's available to you, where you want to go, but also where you're hiding. And sometimes it's okay to take time before you jump, because you want to be 100% sure of yourself. If you do it too soon, maybe you're not ready. Maybe you hesitate, and that causes you to, I don't know, something to happen. Ultimately, it's needing to find the balance, to come to make friends with yourself, and realize that you belong, just because you exist. And Kitty agrees with that too. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks again so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing.